A few weeks ago, I posted a video introducing my new Chinese Mini Excavator, the AGT QK16R, which I still need a name for. Post your suggestions for a name in the comments, and while you're down there, how about clicking that thumbs up if you like my content? This is the AGT QK16R, the Chinese Mini Excavator that everyone's been talking about. Why? Well, just because. Today I'll do a little walk around, show you the controls, and finally, I'll show you around this mini excavator's most intimate parts, leaving no stone left unturned. It's going to be a pretty good time. This is a 1-ton machine weighing in at about 2,200 pounds, at least from what I'm told. It's 15 horsepower, at least from what I'm told. And this model, the AGT QK16R, at least from what I'm told, has upgraded controls, a hydraulic thumb, auxiliary hydraulics, and a hydraulic cooling unit and fan. All luxury items in the Chinese mini excavator world. It's what all the cool kids have. Hydraulic thumb's a really big one for the machine. A lot of these don't include it. They have a fixed thumb that you can adjust in multiple positions, and I think this is set up for that too if you so choose to eliminate the hydraulic thumb at some point. It's a 14-inch toothed bucket, and this bucket holds a good bit of stuff, actually. Of course, there's your blade. So this has the 3-way valve, and it has the extra hydraulic port where you can add like a tilt bucket, which I'm going to be getting soon. That's kind of a big deal to have that plumbed in like that already. So you have a light, it lights the area up, but these can be upgraded relatively cheap. Your hydraulic fittings are mostly these needle type fittings, which they do the job. A lot of people prefer the Zerks, but like Justin told me when I bought this thing, the Zerk fittings stick out a little bit, so if you're around brush, they could snag and catch on things and whatever. These are kind of a little bit more low profile, so you can argue which ones are better. Let me know what you think in the comments. You got 2 Zerk fittings here that are for lubricating the slew drive, which is what pivots the top part of the machine. So you have this little lock, like a locking cover here. I don't have it locked at the moment, but that's how you get to your hydraulic reservoir. And then on the side here you have your hydraulic oil level gauge. On top here you have a throttle. You just push the button and set whatever RPMs you choose to run at. This is your choke. Walking around the other side, this is power on, power off, so that completely disconnects your battery. You got a little drink holder here and a cell phone holder. Not a real big cell phone holder, but nonetheless it is a cell phone holder. I bought this stuff at Harbor Freight to put on the deck. These are just 12 by 12 self-adhesive rubber diamond plate, which does a pretty good job of keeping this floor from being slippy. It comes with just this bare metal, and I could just see me going to get off of here and just going ass over tin cups and possibly breaking a hip or maybe an avulsion or two. The seat moves forward just like in your automobile. Just pull this little lever up and it slides forward or backward if you so choose. And behind the seat you have the swing nut, which I opted to add this fender washer, and I'm going to probably weld the wing nut to the fender washer because this is how you get in to fill your gas tank. You just lift that up. Gas tank's down here. I'm going to leave that open for a minute here. And down below, push this little key button. You can lock this, by the way. And here you have your air cleaner. Just a quick walk around after I got everything off as far as panels are concerned. You got 2 different places to check your oil. You have that's the main hydraulic pump. Got your battery. The battery actually has a green indicator light showing that it's good. And something odd that I thought that they did when they made this is, I was worried about shorting this battery cable off, but they're actually shutting off the ground on this. I don't know if that's a common practice or not, but That's what they're doing. The hot wire does not go through the battery switch, the main battery cutoff. Thought that was kind of interesting. That's the slew drive right there. This is all your hoses going down to the final drive, I guess you call it, the 2 torque hubs that are on the back of the machine. Got your hydraulic reservoir over here. Take a walk around the other side. And again, there's the slew drive. That's what turns, like swivels the entire machine. Down in here we have the hydraulic cooler, which I'm going to be adding a filter system for that. You have your engine down below. There's an emergency pool starter. Open the back door up. You got your air cleaner right here. And of course, to remove that floorboard, you actually have to take the side panel off, which it's not as bad as it looks. There's a screw here, and that takes this cover off, which allows the floorboards to come out, but this has to come off as well. So just these 2 bolts hold it, and then there's 2 bolts right under the hinge bolts that go in these holes right here that actually hold that entire shroud on. It's also worth noting that you got to watch these 2 cables. There's a choke cable and a throttle cable here, and you got to make sure that you don't put them on a bond when you take this panel and rest it on the ground. I was lucky that mine actually leaves plenty of room here. Hydraulic reservoir gauge. Not much else to show on it. Starter's nice and easy to get to. And this here, I'm not sure if that's some kind of an ignition module. It's mounted right to the gas tank, which I thought was kind of odd. So when you turn the power on, you have your volt switch here, or your voltage meter here. This is your headlight switch. You can see the light came on. I think you can see that from where we're at. Tilt you up a little bit. That's the headlight. And then this is your hour meter. This moves your blade up and down. This you have your joystick type controls. They're calling these improved controls on here. This one here, forward and back, will raise and lower your boom. Side to side, it'll move your bucket. This one here, side to side, makes the whole machine swivel. When you turn the key off, the cooling fan keeps coming on. But this forward and back, like this way or this way, will move the other part of your arm in and out. I believe they call it the dipper. I think that's what they call it. I'm kind of new to these machines. And this foot pedal down here is that's actually what moves your thumb up and down. Aside from that, there's really not much else to show on it. Really doesn't seem like a very bad built machine. My only problem, my biggest gripe with it, is that the amount of bolts that you have to take out just to get to the battery, and I will be making an improvement on that in the future. I plan on taking a plasma cutter and cutting a trap door in here, welding a lip underneath, and maybe making it so you only have to remove 1 or 2 bolts to gain full access to this undercarriage in here, because that's where your slew drive motor, most of your hydraulics, the starter motor, your battery disconnects, everything is under that, and it is a pain in the butt to get to. That's probably one of my only major gripes with the machine so far, but it's not really that bad. So these are your hydraulic motors that actually make the machine go forward and backward. Of course, it's a rubber tracked machine. These don't do a whole lot of damage to your yard, but just driving it across the lawn now, you can see if you turn sharply, it does plow up, like it'll pull the sod up like that. And if you go over tree roots, like I have this gigantic maple tree, and you can see where just driving over the exposed roots, it peels the bark right off the top of them. But generally, just driving through the lawn, you can see kind of a little track here. It's not that bad if you don't turn sharply. That's about all I got for the walk around. You have a plate down here with all of the information of the machine. That's all I got to say about that. Be sure to check out my Chinese Mini Excavator Stuff playlist for more content like this, showing modifications, new attachments, and various jobs I'll be taking on, such as spreading gravel and digging ditches. You won't get this anywhere else. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're new here, and check out my Amazon store if you want to improve future content with small commissions I earn from any sale. Thanks for watching this Mostly Mike Show presentation, and I'll see you next time.